Hello and welcome to What the Flick. I'm Christy, this is Alonso, this is Matt. We've got the highly anticipated return of Lindsay Lohan in The Canyons. This movie is more famous for all of its bad pre-release buzz and all the stories of this troubled production than it is for anything in the film itself. And we can finally see it now. It's out in New York and on VOD this week. Alonso's going to tell us about it.
So The Canyons stars Lindsay Lohan as the girlfriend of a trust fund producer played by a porn star James Deen. And the two of them seem to be working on trying to get some movie made, but it turns out that she has a past with the guy who they've cast in the film, and a lot of past indiscretions are coming up to rear their ugly heads. Meanwhile, the two of them have a rather unusual sex life that involves meeting strangers on the internet. It's all very LA as presented by Bret Easton Ellis, who wrote the script. Check it out.
Nobody has a private life anymore, Tara. All actors, only.
So the whole movie begins with this array of abandoned and decaying movie theaters.
Yeah.
Right? Which I guess is meant to be this very profound, very artistic statement about the death of cinema.
You know, I thought that too, but I read an interview with Schrader where he said that this is a movie about 20-year-olds who lined up for a movie and they closed the theater and the 20-year-olds stayed because they had nowhere else to go.
You do not get that from watching the titles, but this movie...
Is that like a true story that happened, or?
No, he's metaphorically.
It's metaphor. Clearly it did not register though because none of us got that. Matt's not seen it.
But I
have
for me
seen
on the death of
pictures
cinema.
of Lindsay Lohan.
Oh.
She's super duper naked in this, as is James Deen.
Well, then I'm right there.
But you know what though? This is meant to be an erotic thriller. It is not arousing. It is never thrilling.
I don't know that it's meant to be an erotic thriller.
I think it is. What do you think it's supposed to be?
I think it's supposed to be a Bret Easton Ellis, Paul Schrader collaboration, which means you're going to get a very cold look at bad behavior in Los Angeles among the moneyed and, you know, under-interesting. And I thought on that level it worked really well. I found it really effective, and in a, you know, it's that, so if you followed Ellis's work from Lesson Zero to American Psycho and elsewhere, he specializes in this sort of, you know, amoral blankness of characters, and I think these are very much along the lines of the kind of stuff he's written. And then you match that look with Schrader, who, you know, the American Gigolo guy, he wrote Taxi Driver. He gives their lives a certain kind of sheen, but at the same time makes you realize that there is nothing going on. And they talk about movies, but they're never going to make one. And they don't even like movies necessarily. It's just a thing that they feel like they have to do in their lives to pretend like they have some sort of meaning to it. But nobody has feelings, nobody has emotions, and I found it really powerful.
No, they don't bring any insight into these characters, though. I mean, the movie itself is as flat as the people they depict, right? And so where is the intrigue? They're all so vapid and so interchangeably so, and so blandly pretty. Like, I don't know why we're supposed to care about any of them and their tedious lives and their breathless text messages and who's screwing who and who's screwing who over.
I guess I found their awfulness interesting. Dave and I were talking about this, and he said it sort of reminded him of The Bling Ring, which is also about kind of empty
behaving badly.
And this movie for me worked a lot better because I felt like it was a harsher look, maybe. I don't know. It's hard. I can't exactly delineate the difference right now. I just saw the film, but all I know is that this worked for me in a way that Bling Ring didn't.
The Bling Ring at least had visual style. Mm-hmm. This looks like crap. This looks like the low-budget film that it is, and there's a flatness to it. There's an awkwardness to the pacing. The dialogue is incredibly stilted, and I guess you say that's intentional because they're all empty people. But then, what's there to hold on to for us? Like, why should we care about whether they get away with their transgressions, whether this one person lives or dies who ends up being a victim in the middle of all this?
I think that a story unfolds where you kind of just want to see where they're going to take it.
Do you want to see?
I did.
You cared about
I
it?
did
Okay.
care. I mean, I didn't like anybody, but I cared enough to see what was going to happen to them and why, and what they were doing to themselves, what boxes they were putting themselves into. Mm-hmm. I think whether or not, Lindsay Lohan is perfect for this movie, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Say it's both, yeah.
You know, she there's a certain blankness to her now, unfortunately, that is perfect for this role. And James Deen, as a porn actor, I think kind of brings a separation from his own emotions that Sasha Grey brought to the girlfriend experience. Which again, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but in the final analysis, when you see the work, it comes off.
The problem with Lindsay Lohan being so perfect for this is that it's a distraction, right? So you see her lounging by the pool having a cigarette, or you see her lunching at some trendy place in Sunset Plaza, or you see her shopping at expensive stores with oversized sunglasses on. We see her do this in real life, and so the fact that she is in real life a troubled young woman trying to get away from that is not helpful when she's playing a troubled young woman in this film. I think it's huge distraction. It doesn't necessarily imbue her with any kind of insight. It's just tabloid fodder come to life on film.
For me, I felt like it was maybe a blurring of the line between reality and the character, but it never took me out of it.
Is she good in this? I'm not sure she's good in this.
I think she's doing what the director wanted her to do.
Which is be empty?
Kinda,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I think you could bring in a dozen other actresses for that role and ask them to be empty, and they would do it wrong.
Aha, but she's got emptiness down. Ergo, she wins.
It's the kind of thing where
she's got it.
No, but she used to be so lively and adorable
No, she
and
did.
cute.
She did. I missed that
Drugs are
Lindsay
bad,
too.
kids.
I missed that
Drugs are
Lindsay
bad.
Lohan
Drugs are
too.
bad.
But I think that it's too easy to fob off what she does here as being like that she didn't do anything, because the history of cinema is littered with people who can't even play themselves on screen, much less can't behave the way they behave in a day-to-day way. That's a hard thing to do. So I don't know if it's a great performance, but it's an appropriate performance.
There are moments where she is a raw nerve. I mean, there are moments where she is just frazzled and it's all right there on the surface. But a lot of times she seems very distant and her lines are very rushed to the point where they're unintelligible. I don't know whether that's her performance or the bad sound mix on the version I saw.
I mean, I watched it on an online screener,
Me too.
so but I don't know. I kind of went in with an eyebrow cocked because yes, we all read the New York Times Magazine story, and the South by Southwest programmer who shot her mouth off and all that stuff. But I came away with this really, I liked it. It worked for me.
All right, well, what's your number then, please?
I give it a 7.
Okay, I'm giving it a 3, which Alonso so kindly pointed out is an average of a 5 for the two of us. Matt, are you going to go see it? Are you curious now based on this discussion?
I am somewhat curious. I don't know when I'll have time to see it, but.
Yeah, it's only an hour and a half long, so it's got that going for it. So our average is a 5, it's at 17% on the Tomatometer. I do feel like a lot of folks went into this movie gunning for it.
Oh no, yeah, no question.
I try to be
think
open-minded with it.
Lindsay Lohan has a big fat target on her back,
But
unfortunately.
don't you want to see her come back and succeed?
I absolutely do, but I think in the meantime, I think at least she's doing interesting work. And I do want to say about James Deen, I don't want to completely diss him either. I think that he has a real presence on camera. Yeah, I mean, I think again, you could put a bunch of other attractive porn stars in that role, and they would have not registered. This guy really, I think, has something that the camera picks up on. Oddly enough, didn't he look like? I thought he looked like a young mix of Paul Ryan and Anthony Weiner. Like he's got a real political look to him for some reason.
And the cold sneer, the cold disdainful sneer. All right, so check out The Canyon out of sheer curiosity, if nothing else.
It's better than you've heard, I think,
Bye.
from her.
Or not. Bye.